Nazdraví!
Here we are in the beautiful city of Prague in the country of the Czech Republic, which is also the country where Peter's mom grew up. And this place is just so lovely and rich in history. For example, this clock is the oldest astronomical clock that is still in operation today. It was high technology for when it was built in the 1400s. Charles Bridge is also quite old, built in the 1300s. It's famous because it really helped with trade between Eastern Europe and Western Europe back when it was first built. It's such a beautiful place to be and so calming to just watch the water go by. Soon it was time for me to say goodbye to Peter as he was off to a conference in Poland, and I continued to explore the Czech Republic. At this beautiful castle's restaurant, I tried some halushki, which is potato dumplings and cabbage, and some fried cheese. The next day, I was off to a hill in Prague called Petřín. At the top of this tower on Petřín are some beautiful views, including Prague Castle, which is where I went a few days later. And now back to the beautiful views at Petřín. We had to take 299 stairs all the way down and up. Now things are about to get even more interesting in Kutna, Hora, which is also known as the city that has the Church of Bones. Unfortunately, I wasn't allowed to take pictures in here, but here is a video that someone else took that basically looks exactly like how it was. Basically, this church is still in existence because back in the 14th century, there was a plague that killed a bunch of people and the cemetery was not big enough to hold everyone's bones. So apparently a half-blind monk was tasked with putting together a church with bones. St. Barbara's Cathedral was one of my favorite cathedrals just because it also has stunning high ceilings and beautiful stained glass windows. The architecture of this cathedral itself is also quite amazing for its time, but I won't bore you with all of the details of that. Soon it was time to leave Kutna Hora and move on to going to the National Gallery. Before I knew it, it was time for me to fly out to meet Peter in Poland. It was my first time flying alone, but thankfully we landed safely and I found Peter at the airport and laughed at the sign he was holding for me. Overall, flying by myself was not so bad and not so scary. The part that actually made me the most nervous was thinking about whether or not my bag would actually fit underneath the seat, because I know flying with Ryanair, your bag has to be a certain size in order to be able to fly with them. So that part made me panic a little bit, but my bag ended up being small enough, so it was fine. When we returned from Poland to the Czech Republic, we went to the National Museum, and you will be seeing more of this in our next video, along with our adventures in Poland, seeing Auschwitz and the salt mine. So stay tuned for our next video. Thanks everyone for watching.
Stay tuned for more about our life around
All right, Peter, can you read and translate this for us?
Alright, so shall medidek, we went little bear, or maybe teddy bear, I'm not sure. Doshkolki, to school. Zalsi Sebo brought with him bachkorki, which are slippers. He brought with him his slippers. A czerwone jabliczko, so a red apple. Naskledeno matichko, so goodbye, mother.
And there you have it. He really does speak Czech.